Hello again, Trevor and Stacy. It's Jonathan with Right Move Inspections. Hope y'all are having a great day. Just wanted to take a few minutes and go over your home inspection with you again. Everything is going to be similar to the last report that you guys got. You'll still have pictures of the manufacturing labels of the appliances, still the same orange triangles and blue dots, just a new home and a new inspection there. All right, so there was a tree that was overhanging the structure at the front of the home. And of course, we want to have those trimmed back. Also, there were some landscape items that were found in contact with the structure. This was over on the left side of the home over there. There was like a big bush. We really want to try to cut that back, to where there's at least like a foot or so to where it's not actually touching the house. We had some minor settlement cracks that were in the brick siding. This was at the left side of the overhead garage door. It goes on to state that these cracks were commonly seen but needed to be sealed to avoid water intrusion and monitored for future movement. So these are really common anywhere where you have a large opening. Normally overhead garage doors are the largest opening on a home. You can see that this has a brick lintel that basically runs across. So it goes in here and then kind of continues on. There's a lot of pressure in these areas, so it's not uncommon for, to have a little bit of cracking or something like that. And these are all very minor. They're not, big enough to really, be a major concern or anything like that. But for all the, the reasons of water and stuff, we don't want water getting in there, so we definitely want to seal those up. There was a little bit of chip damage that was found in the vinyl siding, and some of it was on the right side, or one of them was on the right side. And then there was a small portion at the rear. It looks like maybe, somebody had a barbecue grill or something that was hot up a little too close to it, but there was one small hole in one area right there underneath. All right, there was a small leak in the right side hose bib at the handle area. There was no caulking installed on the exterior portion of the rear threshold. Because of that, it was causing a little bit of peeling paint and slight moisture damage along the bottom of the door jamb here. This is the threshold, this metal shiny thing here, and this is supposed to be screwed down, and then there should be some sealing, some caulking, or some silicone or just anything put along the front of this. And then it's a good idea to kind of run it along the side of the jambs as well. But you can see that, without that, water's allowed to just sit in here, and then this wood starts to eventually kind of soak that up and then leads to that. With there being no overhang over the back door like that, a lot of times when there's not an overhang, it's a good idea to maybe install like a storm door that will protect all of that as well, because that area will be susceptible to rain just without an overhang. Okay, the overhead garage door was found just making a binding noise when opening and closing. And really what it was this in between, like this top panel and this second panel right here. So when it, got to that area, you could kind of feel it kind of fold and then pop. So more than likely, it just needs some adjustment to straighten that out. All right, there were some clogged gutters that were found at the front of the home where those trees were overhanging. So those should be cleaned out. There were some insulation bats that were found, and this was in the left side attic floor. And then also one that was kind of just folded up in the rear attic area. And in this condition, the paper backing was considered a fire hazard. Removing or proper installation of the insulation was needed to avoid a potential safety hazard. So you can just see that they're laid in here. This is a picture of what it actually says on that paper backing, to where it's talking about that it could be a potential fire hazard. Okay, so there were also some non-insulated doors that were being used for attic access doors. It may be a good idea to add an exterior grade to help improve the heating and cooling efficiency. There were some portions of the attic space that couldn't be fully seen due to the lack of catwalks. I will say that the insulation in there, other than the ones that were just kind of thrown on the ground, the insulation levels were really nice. There were several smoke detectors that were either missing from their base or missing batteries, so those needed to be repaired or replaced. All right, there was one circuit on the electrical panel that just wasn't labeled, so not really sure exactly what that goes to, but it may be a good idea, to try to find that out. Actually, now that I think about it, there was a 220 outlet that was a little odd that was in the bonus room upstairs, so that could very well be what that's for, but it may be a good idea to try to get a hold of the sellers and see what's going on there. Okay, the all-electric heat pump could not be tested due to the outside temperature being over 70. So whenever it's over 70 degrees, the manufacturers don't want us to test the heating portions if it is an electric heat pump. Okay, the water supply was found discolored when tested. The discolored water appeared to be coming from the hot water supply side of the faucets, and that could be an indication that there was sediment buildup in the water heater. It was a 2018 water heater, so it was fairly new, but sometimes this will happen when something's been sitting for a while or something like that, so I'm really not sure there. And I couldn't tell the exact cause of the problem, but, the fact that it did only appear to be coming from the hot side of the faucets kind of leads me that way, because running the cold side didn't seem to have that same effect. And the longer that I ran the water, the more clear it got. So this was basically when I first got there and started to, run the faucets and stuff like that. So as I went on, it definitely kind of cleared up, but there was something going on there in the beginning. Okay, that upstairs hallway bathroom toilet valve, the water valve for it was in the off position, and they won't let us turn on any valves or anything like that. So that needs to be turned on and then just, flushed, made sure that it was okay. Portions of the caulking were found with gaps in the upstairs hallway bathroom tub and shower area there, so we want to reseal those to keep water out. The left side sink faucet in the primary bathroom appeared to be improperly installed. This was kind of weird. First of all, the knobs turned backwards, and then also you could turn the knob and then just keep turning it and it would cut it off. Either which way you turned it. So something's not right there. Also, the hot water knob was extremely difficult to turn, and it was just making making a lot of noise as you tried to turn it there. So something's definitely not right with that actual faucet. The garbage disposal was not functioning at the time of the inspection. I tried to run it, and it just basically made a buzzing noise and just cut off. So there's something going on there with it. Also, the right side kitchen sink there, which is the disposal is directly under that sink, was really slow to drain, and just, it eventually went down, but was really slow to drain and took quite a while. All right, the left rear burner control knob for the electric range would not turn at all at the time of the inspection. I even tried to switch the knobs out and use a different knob, and the same thing. So something's going on there with that. The refrigerator and the freezer were not properly cooling either at the time of the inspection. So you can see this is it was about 69 degrees in the refrigerator side, and then 68 in the freezer side over here. The water supply was on because the water dispenser was working, but the ice maker was off, so I couldn't really test the ice maker and the dispenser there. Okay, this one right here states that due to the extensive rain on the day of the inspection, it was not possible to determine if the windows throughout the home were potentially fogging due to broken window pane thermal seals. So somebody definitely needs to look back at those and kind of see what's going on. It did appear that, I think it's this one right here, that was to the left of the rear entry door, appeared to have some fogging. And then also these ones right here, which was kind of that dining room area this was looking out over the front porch. These were either really dirty or potentially could have had some fogging as well. But, when it rained so hard, the outside, glass is just all beaded with water, and it makes it just impossible to really, really be able to tell. Okay, the downstairs half bathroom door was difficult to latch at the time of the inspections. So adjustments were needed to the striker plate, and that striker plate is over on the jamb side. It's the little metal piece that holds the latch. So that just needs to be moved in one direction or another. That way it latches on there properly. And then this last one just states that the home, due to the home being staged, that there were, furniture and rug storage items that were blocking some of the views. So those areas should be looked at as well. I think that is it for the report. Overall, this was a super nice house. I thought it was, had a lot of great things. Man, what a backyard back there. But that's it for the report, guys. If y'all do have any questions about anything that we went over or anything that we didn't go over, feel free to contact me here anytime. Thanks a bunch. Bye.